I have been in my mermaid era lately, and I have been loving every single moment of it. So today, I'm going to rapid fire through some of my favorite mermaid fantasy book recommendations to get you guys in the mood for spring and summertime. A Wraith Beneath the Tides by Amelia J is advertised as Atlantis meets Pirates of the Caribbean, and let me tell you guys, this does not disappoint. Here, our FMC is a centuries-old powerful siren, and she doesn't know the origin of her powers, her magic, her history. And then our MMC is the spare heir to the tyrant mortal king, and he is also the only known fire wielder in this entire realm. And so they end up stuck together when our FMC sort of kidnaps him, and they end up actually getting stuck and finding the sunken Mer Kingdom that no one has entered or exited in hundreds of years, like almost 1,000 years. Listen, I know The Wicked Sea by Jordan Stephanie Gray is getting some mixed reviews. However, I had the time of my life reading this. I binged this in 24 hours. Like, I don't even care. I loved it. Here, our FMC is a mermaid hiding on land, and she is captured and sentenced to death by our MMC, who is a warlock with wings. Yes, you heard that right, a warlock with wings. Anyway, the two of them actually end up on a dangerous quest together to find the heart of the god of death, because our MMC, he needs to find this heart, like his life depends on it, and our FMC probably knows where it is, hence this little quest that they go on because they strike a bit of a bargain. Anyway, I had so much fun with this. As I said, it is a great vibey time, but just be aware, because obviously from like this beautiful pink sparkly book, you probably can't tell, this is very dark and both characters do experience a lot of trauma that is discussed in the book. Obviously, we are going to be talking about In the Veins of the Drowning by Kaylee Cassidy next, because in this gothic romantasy, our FMC is a monstrous siren, and she has to enact a blood bond with our MMC, who is a king from a neighboring kingdom, in order to save both of their lives. However, this bond, it enhances the attraction and connection that was already there between these characters. But then the two characters, the two main characters, they spend the entire book denying this bond and fighting against this bond because of the duties that they each have, which then leads to an entire novel full of torturous yearning and tension that has been tormenting the romantasy reading community ever since. And my final recommendation for this video is Year of the Mer by L.D. Lewis. And this is a dark Little Mermaid reimagining that follows Ariel's granddaughter, who has to deal with the political repercussions and ramifications of her grandmother's decision to live on land, because that decision had long-lasting negative effects on both the mortal and Mer kingdoms. And our FMC has to deal with the aftermath of a coup that leads her to seek help from none other than the infamous Ursula, the Sea Witch. But Ursula has her own nefarious plans that she has been patiently waiting on for years. And just to note, this is not a romantasy. This is absolutely a dark political fantasy that does have a romantic subplot. Have you guys read these yet? And do you plan on it? And if you have any other mermaid books, let me know in the comments, because I would love to add them to my TBR.